Another week, another Xbox Game Pass quest refresher. Normally this would include my first impressions of Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order, as that is this week's quest where you only need to launch the game. However, as you can tell, it is already running behind, and adding HDR video to the flow would just make it that much later. So we are going to use Overcooked 2. There will still only be 3 likes and 3 dislikes at the end though. Every week on Tuesday around lunchtime here in the US, the Game Pass quests get updated. The weekly quests are reset and a quest or two specific to Game Pass games are added. If you are a Game Pass Ultimate subscriber, you get access to both of those quests. As always, if you're already familiar with the weekly quests and just want to see what's new, then use the timecodes below and skip ahead to hear about Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order and Overcooked 2. For the rest of us, let's dig in. The first weekly quest we'll talk about is complete 4 daily quests for 10 points. Every day you get 2 quests, play a Game Pass game, and log into the mobile app. You can knock this out in 2 days, and you should knock this one out. You should also keep doing these dailies every single day, as you need 45 of them to get the monthly quest for 1,000 bonus points. Next, and often the first one completed, is earn an achievement in Game Pass for another 10 points. This shouldn't be too much of a struggle unless you're the type of person that hates leaving games partially completed with achievements, because some of those games get really hard to get 1,000 gamer score on. Finally, we have Earn Your Way for 10 more points. In this one, you must either complete 3 Game Pass game achievements or play 3 different Game Pass games. You cannot mix and match, so 2 in 1 is not going to cut it. Those quests are the same every week, but next I'm going to talk about the 2 games on the weekly quest board. Everyone who's skipped ahead probably assumes I use the same clip for each weekly set up above. I will soon, in fact, maybe this one will get sliced in and used next time. If you like getting these updates every week, even if it's just for the review half that's coming up, make sure you thumbs up this video. The more content like this you do that for, the more you'll see. Eventually you'll get them even if you haven't yet subscribed to the channel. The 50-point game-specific quest this week is for Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order. Wait, no, that's not right. That's the 25-point launch the game and quit quest. Except this week, it's a Game Pass Ultimate exclusive worth double points, which means it's a 50-point quest. I doubt I'll get a review of this game done by the end of the week, so here's a quick spoiler for you. If you like third-person action games, get this game. If you like Star Wars, get this game. If you don't like either of those, pass. And if you're okay with either of those, get it on sale. It's a great-looking and very enjoyable game. This week's actual 50-point quest is for Overcooked 2. The quest requires us to burn 5 items. I played Overcooked 2 on an Xbox One X. I'm still waiting to order a Series X. I was wearing Turtle Beach Stealth 600 headphones, and I used the controller that came with the console while watching on a 27-inch 4K HDR monitor. Let's start this review by observing a moment of silence for Flash. Why did we do that? Because this game, brought to us by Team 17 and Ghost Town Games in August of 2018, reminds me of the heyday of Flash games. Called a cooking game by its creators, this game consists of prepping and serving dishes to customers. Success comes from time and task management though, not deft chopping and cooking skills. The art style of this game is a bright, cartoonish world. The visuals wouldn't be out of place on your little kid's Netflix view. Colors are bright and vivid, making it easy to see what you need to do at any given time. The textures aren't overly detailed, which would likely detract from the casually cartoonish feel. The music is simple and can be overly annoying at times. The sounds are generally helpful, letting you know when you're doing certain actions and when other actions are done. Some warning sounds are similar though, so there is a need to pay attention to detail as you play. This game normally costs $25, and when I recorded this was half off with the Game Pass discount. There is also a Gourmet Edition that comes with DLC included, and a bundle with the original Overcooked. The Gourmet Edition is normally $50 and is down to $30, while the Dual Pack is $35 with no current discount. The DLC for this game, if you decide to look at it separately, consists largely of more levels to play, generally on a theme, and costs $3 to $10 each depending on the current Game Pass discount. Speaking of Game Pass, to get the quest on this one, you're going to have to try. That, or you're going to have to play the game until it's very hard and you naturally get the quest. Burning 5 items in the short time that you play means you're not going to pass the level. I'm also not sure how you could get this quest without getting an achievement, so I'm chalking this up as not an achievement safe quest. There is a bit of story in this game. Something about King Onion and zombie bread, maybe? I do know that after you finish a set of levels, you check in with the king and that advances the story, but I don't really remember what that story was or what advancing it really meant, except I had more levels open to me. The characters you're playing are cooks in the kingdom, and you were enlisted to try to save it, I think? I don't really remember the beginning, it wasn't that memorable. I don't think the story really matters to this game, and I don't think much time was spent on it either. Calling this game a cooking game speaks more to the theme than the genre. I'd put this in the action puzzle game category. Every level is essentially a timed puzzle with action gaming elements required to solve it. You have a set of tasks you must do in order to score points, and more sets of these tasks you complete, you get more points. These tasks include things such as picking up an ingredient in one place and putting it in another, where a timer starts. At the end of the timer, you pick it back up before a different timer that starts up expires and put it into a third place. Sometimes you need to put two ingredients in a place together. Sometimes that needs to be in a specific order. There's also a need to leave your character working on ingredients for a set time every now and then. As you progress, the levels get harder, the series of tasks get more complex, and some environmental challenges show up in the levels. There is another aspect to this game. In between levels, traveling the world in this top-down view, you drive a bus from one puzzle to another. Sometimes you have to go drive over a nearby button. I'm honestly not sure why they added that mechanic to the game. Honestly, it feels pretty contrived and unnecessary. When it comes to difficulty in this game, it varies. There's not a difficulty adjustment, but I suspect that adding another player would be like flipping it from hard to medium and make a significantly easier game. The cognitive load of what's going on a particular level can rise fairly quickly, and swapping back and forth between the two cooks in the kitchen takes a lot of coordination. Speaking of coordination, the controls for this game are technically simple. The sticks move your active character around, some of the buttons are used for interacting with the world, there's only two real interactions. The big thing here is remembering to hit the bump button up top to swap characters at the right time. It's not quite as intuitive as the other buttons you're using to control the characters, so it would have been nice to be able to remap this to something else, changing which button did what. You could also add yourself as a second player in split controller mode. That will let you use one stick on one hand to control one chef, one stick on the other hand to control the other chef, and then the trigger and the bump buttons become your primary way of interacting with the world. I played with this a little bit, and I suspect if you worked on this and got a little better with it, you could get higher scores in single player without much trouble, but that's after you go through the trouble of getting used to this and getting better at this. The gameplay loop here is puzzle solving. You do this by moving ingredients and materials through the stations as efficiently as possible until your time runs out, trying to get max score by completing the most dishes. Each level has 3 stars you can earn depending on how well you do in the level. Solving the level well enough to get all 3 stars is going to drive some people to keep coming back. Once you've gotten 1 star on a level, you can move forward to the next one, so your replayability here really lies in one of two things. You're either going to want to get all the stars on all the levels, or you're really going to enjoy playing multiplayer, and you're going to come back to play multiplayer more. If you like these reviews, make sure you subscribe down below. Your subscription tells me the format is good and encourages me to find time to get reviews out more quickly and more often. Also, leave me a comment telling me what you want to see reviewed. I've been sticking to these Gamepass quest games, but I'm open to reviewing just about any game. If you dislike these reviews, drop me a comment and tell me why. I would love to improve and make this more valuable for you. I dislike some things about this game. For instance, I don't like the single player game feel. The 2 in the title of the game feels more like the suggested number of players than which number in the series the game is. I experimented with the split control single player, and after some practice I think it might help, but it does take a lot of coordination and it doesn't really lift that cognitive load at all. The music in this game is annoying to me, and for a longer play session I'd be sure to bring my own soundtrack in. Finally, to me this game feels like a flash game trying to act grown up. I can't explain exactly why it feels that way. This is a puzzle game at its heart, and I tend to enjoy puzzle games, but this one just doesn't work out for me, and I wish I could put my finger on why. Just as you might go down below and like this video, I like some things about this game. Number 1 is that first loading screen. No, seriously, it reads, "Please feel free to use any video footage or screen capture of the game in whatever way you like." As a creator, seeing something like that on a game is wonderful, and I applaud them for including that. I also appreciate how quickly you can get into the main game. There aren't a lot of long loading screens slowing you down, preventing you from getting in there and enjoying the game as quickly as possible. And finally, even though I haven't tried it, I like the idea of multiplayer in this game. Not only do I see it making the game easier, but I can also see this being a really fun party-style game with a few of your friends over hanging out, or just a good game to play out to get some good one-on-one time with another person, and this is regardless of age. So, parents, this could be a good one to hang out with your kids on. My final verdict on this game is surprisingly to pick it up if you like puzzle games. I know I mentioned earlier that this game didn't really do it for me, but I think that's more about me than it is about the game. As a puzzle game, this is a pretty decent game, and it's got some pretty solid mechanics going on. I'm always trying to find time to get another review done, though properly keeping up with all these Game Pass games would be a full-time job in and of itself. Until I can pull that off, keep checking back into the channel, see what games I do get reviewed, and maybe even catch me live on occasion.